Today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys everything about Cracker Barrel's orientation. So if you didn't know, about a week ago, I applied for Cracker Barrel and I got the job. I'm going to be taking you guys along with me for the entire process. I have no idea what I got myself into. But anyways, if you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Claire from Clairified Creations. And it is bright and early in the morning. I better get dressed because I have orientation that starts at 10 in the morning. Okay guys, the time has finally come for me to show you guys my outfit. I am officially dressed and ready to work at my first day at Cracker Barrel. Here it is. After a lovely drive through the mountains, I finally arrived at Cracker Barrel. I'll give you a little glimpse of it right now. Cracker Barrel! I don't want to go in quite yet because all the employees are just standing there and I don't want to be awkward and have to socialize just quite yet. All I know about orientation is it starts at 10 and I have no idea how long it's going to be. Apparently, according to Indeed.com, it can either be 2 to 3 hours or 4 to 6, so I guess I'll find out. I am super excited, so I'm gonna quickly get my things together and I'll see you guys after orientation. Nobody is here. I don't think that they open until 10, so the parking lot is really empty, which is kind of weird, but now I'm gonna go in and I'll see you in a little bit. 2 hours later, I am done with orientation. Well, I actually have part 2 tomorrow, but overall it went really well. I'll update you guys when I'm home and I get some lunch. Now that I've had a chance to get into some comfy clothes, eat some lunch, I'm finally ready to share with you guys all the details about Cracker Barrel's orientation. My orientation only lasted about 2 hours because the store had some difficulties. Apparently, there was a fire this morning and one of the fryers caught on fire, which caused the whole store to shut down. Nevertheless, we still had orientation, but it was a bit more reserved. We didn't get to taste any food, so no free meal, unfortunately. I was kind of looking forward to that in the Indeed comments, but that's okay. And it lasted approximately 2 hours, so 10 a.m. to 12 o'clock. When we first got in there, they had us kind of introduce ourselves, and then we watched a short film. It was about 25 minutes talking about how lovely it is to work at Cracker Barrel. After we watched the film, they educated us a little bit about some of the policies, what you're going to be doing, how their PAR program works, and if you don't know what that means, it is the Progress, Achievement, Reassessment, something like that. I'll leave it up here. It's still a little bit confusing, and it's my first day, so... The next thing we got was this hefty, handy-dandy packet. It's an orientation packet, and it goes over all the things you need to know. It talks a lot about scheduling, some of the things they sell in the retail store, which, if you didn't know, I applied for the retail position, and that's what I'm going to be working in. A little bit more about the orientation process. There was about 5 people of us, and we were all gathered into a back room. When we walked up to the store, there was a few people out there, and they said, "Oh, are you here for orientation?" And I said yes. She called a lady and somebody let us in and they showed us directly to the back room, so it was super easy. I thought I was going to have to ask around, but they already knew my needs. That's the true Cracker Barrel way. To get to the back room, you have to walk through the storage room, and the storage room has basically what you would think, storage for the retail store, and it was super bare. And then you go into this really small room, they play the videos, and after that we got the packets. And then we discussed a little bit about what it would be like. We did some paperwork, filled out the I-9 form. So when you guys get an email for Cracker Barrel, make sure to read through it all because there will be a link in one of the descriptions saying, fill out this form here. And you need to do that before you go to orientation. Otherwise, you'll have to do that there, and that's just extra things that you need to worry about. Finally, after all the paperwork was done, we took some time to go and explore the store. She gave us a sneak peek / a mini tour because, you know, of their technical difficulties with the fire, they weren't exactly able to show us the full store, but we did get a few glimpses of the back rooms. We saw the little break room, and you can bring a lunch, which is also very good to know. I'm happy about that, so I don't have to spend money, but you do get a 50% employee discount on the clock and a 35% discount after 30 days with your family. Those are some pretty good store employee discounts. I'm probably going to be using them. And they have handcrafted coffee. Sounds delicious. Next, they showed us the lockers, and you do have a locker. That is something I didn't know. You can bring a bag, but this is what you have to bring. This bag right here. It's pretty small. Not very stylish. It's clear. I'm not a huge fan of clear bags because, you know, I don't want everybody to see my things. It's just meh. But have to use them. That's okay. And then you can put them in a locker, but they did recommend you bring your own lock so that way you can put your things in there and have it safe and secure to prevent any theft or anything like that. There's a little computer setup where you clock in and clock out at the back room. It's right where the cooking is done, so you go in there and they had us type in our passwords, and our password was our last four of our social security number, so highly recommend you memorizing that. At least the last four digits. At my store, that is what you used. It was relatively easy, and silly Claire could not find the enter button. I had to ask like 3 times. I was like, where's this enter button? It was right in front of me. I'm sure they were like, oh, these people don't know what they're doing. Once you're done, they scheduled us for another orientation session, which will be tomorrow at 10 a.m., so the same time, but they said this time it'll last about 4 hours, and I think that is where you do your PAR training. It's all online, so you have to take a bunch of assessments, get to know the store, because even though you are only going to be in retail, at least for me in my position, you do have to know some general knowledge about the food and just some things that everybody has to know in case a customer comes up and asks, what's the daily special? You can be able to answer and help serve them. Whoops, I also forgot to mention something pretty important. I'm sure you guys are wanting to know about your employee ID. And yes, we did get our employee ID. I'm not going to show you my actual number because you could get into my pay and steal all my money, so that's not a good thing. But we also were supposed to get our aprons, but unfortunately the truck did not come in because of the coronavirus, so we're going to be having to wait on our aprons. Back to the video. Alrighty guys, today is day 2 of Cracker Barrel's orientation. This is the online portion, so it's going to be about 4 hours of doing online work, and I'm pretty excited, so let's head to Cracker Barrel. I recently arrived at Cracker Barrel, and there's so many more people here than there were yesterday. I think it was because of the fire, that's why, because it was temporarily closed, and today it is open, and the parking lot is almost full, which is kind of crazy since it's only about 9:40. I got here super early once again. I'm going to be waiting in my car until I see the person that is going to be going in for orientation. Then I'm going to sprint out of the car and follow her. I don't really know if I'm supposed to go back there or ask someone to take me back there. I don't know. I'll find out and I'll update you when it's done. Woohoo! After 3 hours and 17 minutes of coursework, I am finally done. And oh my goodness, you guys, that took forever. There were so many modules, and I accidentally did one for a server, and the whole time I was like, why do I need to know how to use the to-go and the catering menu with the little electronic thing? And guess what? I don't, because I'm going to be in retail. I don't need to know any of that. But you know, you never know when you might need that information, so I'm going to keep it right in here. Overall, we did several courses about safety, lockdowns, drills. We learned all the general information about temperatures, food storage. Alrighty, I'm going to go back home and eat some lunch, because it is 1:19 now. I know that was a ton of information I just threw at you guys, but hopefully this helps someone out that's going to Cracker Barrel's orientation. Bye! So I don't want to go in quite yet because all the oh jeez. Okay, that's my dad texting me. Now that I've had testing 1 2 3 4, testing 1 2 3 and 4. Nom, 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 nom. When we get there's a little, what's it called? That was the doorbell. Ding dong! Ooh, there's a little cat. There's 2 cats. Meow, meow. I think they're strays. Meow. They look skinny. Anyone want a cat?